Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Happy Friday, happy Good Friday, happy Easter weekend to everybody. We're going to take a little bit of a detour this week. After the events of Tuesday in Cincinnati, and specifically Phil Castellini and his thoughts and sentiments towards Reds Nation, I felt remiss if I did not have a response. So this is a Reds response to the Castellinis. So no product this week, guys, but you're going to want to listen into this. So without any further ado, guys, let's go. Here we go. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. YouTube.com/ZebraBreaks. Referee Brandon Toll here. Once again, hope you guys are having a good week. Looking forward to a good Easter weekend. You guys can see my brake mat and the small camera down there. But there is no product this week. After the events of Tuesday and Phil Castellini's comments towards Reds Nation, I felt remiss if I didn't speak up, because it is time to speak up. It is time for Reds fans to start speaking up about the direction of the club and the direction that ownership feels they are taking the club in their so-called, quote, justification of why they are creating and set everyone up for what is going to be a horrible 2022 season. I'm sorry, there is no optimism in me this year. With what this team did, they are setting us all up to look like utter buffoons and to be in the bottom of the barrel again in the NL Central, when we were one or two moves away from competing. We were competing again. We didn't make the playoffs last year, but we were competing, and we were a couple of moves away from doing it. And not only did ownership not do that, ownership decided to cry poor and salary dump and tank the team. Yes, I said tank. That is a dirty word, especially after the CBA. So let's start back at the beginning. Let's go through a quick chronology, and then we'll listen to the events of Tuesday, and then my thoughts in general. So we come out of the CBA negotiation. The Castellinis, who are the majority owners of the Cincinnati Reds, decided that it was in their best interest to make moves that they thought were aligning themselves with the, quote, financial strategy of the team coming out of the CBA negotiations. The first thing they did was they got rid of Sonny Gray and sent him to Minnesota. Sonny, for most people who don't know, was also the player rep from the Reds to the Union. I'm calling that complete and utter farcical. Nothing more than union busting. So that was step one. Step two was to proceed to send a Eugenio Suarez, Jesse Winker to Seattle, among a myriad of other trades, dumping roughly over $50 million in payroll off of the books of the Cincinnati Reds for the 2022 season. This team, now granted, they're not, busting out with the seams with quality talent, but they were a move or two away from being able to contend in the Central, not only for the Central Division Championship, but to go into the playoffs. And for those who don't follow Cincinnati sports like I do, obviously I'm wearing my Bengals AFC Champions hat. It's what happens when you put money into a franchise and you make moves to a franchise for the betterment of the franchise. And that's saying something, given the history of the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, it's been well discussed going into the playoffs last year. The Bengals hadn't won a playoff game in over 3 decades. They had, over the few years, had made quiet moves. Obviously, Joe Burrow coming in with the number 1 pick in the 2020 draft. And here we are, the Bengals, out of nowhere, make a magical Super Bowl run. Didn't get the job done in the Super Bowl. That's okay. They're doing what's necessary in offseason and free agency. Guys like Leo Collins coming in to show up that right side of the offense. But it shows, and from a Cincinnati fan standpoint, Cincinnati is a blue-collar town. If you put a winning product on the field, the money will come in. There is a waiting list for season tickets to the Cincinnati Bengals for the first time in my lifetime. So it goes without saying, the money is there if you put a quality team on the field. FC Cincinnati is still running on fumes on that, but they're getting better too, and people will pay and will come. The fan base of Cincinnati sports, when motivated for the right reasons, will come and support, and it will be to the betterment of your franchise. The Cincinnati Reds are not learning from that. They have gone in the opposite direction. If you've seen ESPN or any national pundits, it has been well talked about since Tuesday what happened. So let's go into that. So I'm going to put my headphones on here. What we're going to listen to first is what started all of this. This is from 700 WLW on Tuesday when Phil Castellini came in and he decided that he wanted to, he was with on Eddie and Rocky. It was pregame for opening day. It was the home opener in Cincinnati. And this wasn't scheduled or anything, but he was there. And so they started talking with Phil, and they talked about the fact that the fan base has flat out not happy and angry with what's going on in terms of the direction of this ball club for this upcoming season, to the point where fans crowdfunded billboards in Cincinnati for the hashtag Sell the Team Bob. They're being upfront and saying we are not agreeing with this. So let's take a listen. It's about a minute and 11 seconds. Let's listen to what Phil Castellini said. I'm going to put these on here. I'm going to go ahead and kick this up so you guys can see this. Here we go. This is WLW. Let's take a listen, guys.
That's the bottom line.
Sloaney asked you about the quote, show little faith in us, right?
Yeah.
And I saw you got right through the coals. So you have people who say, look, faith is earned, 15 years of ownership. They haven't won to the extent that we would like. And so you had my faith, but you've lost it. Why should that fan maintain trust in you?
Well, where are you going to go? Let's start there. I mean, sell the team to who? I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, you want to have this debate. You know, if you want to look at what would you do with this team to have it be more profitable, make more money, compete more in the current economic system that this game exists, it would be to pick it up and move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so be careful what you ask for. You know, I think we're doing the best we can do with the resources that we have. We're no more pleased with the results than the fans. I'm not sitting here saying anybody should be. I'm not polishing any trophies in the office right now, and that's what we're here to do. But, you know, the bottom line is, and I do think we've had to shift the discipline. We've tried a lot of things that didn't work, and they came this close to working and didn't. Nobody's got to tell me it didn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So I think we've learned from those things, and trust me, Nick is a guy on a mission, and he is a bull in a china shop that has his way to do it, and that way is to grow your own, and he's doing just that.
All right. So that's what started the whole process on Tuesday. Now, we'll address his comments here in a little bit. That was part one. Part two. Now, let me set the table for you. This went out like hot fire on Tuesday. I mean, even me, I saw it, and I wasn't being real tuned into the pregame on Tuesday. Part two of this is with a reporter from Channel 5, WLWT in Cincinnati, had Phil on the field after he made those very salacious comments and gave an opportunity to rewrite the wrong here. And you guys are going to hear the audio. I apologize. I'm going to back it up here. And he had a chance to walk it back, basically. But not only did he not walk it back, he doubled down on it. Let's take a listen. This is from WLWT. Let's take a listen to him doubling down on what he said on WLW radio. Okay? All right, let's take a look. Here we go.
I don't want to put you in a tough spot here, but some comments from earlier this morning on the radio are making their rounds on social media. I was just going to try to give you a platform to respond to kind of what you said earlier today, because I think some fans are taking it the wrong way, possibly, or feeling like they're rubbed the wrong way.
Okay, what you have to be more specific.
Just saying that, you know, what else are they going to do?
Well, the answer is, are you going to abandon being a Reds fan? Are you going to abandon following this team? We haven't abandoned it. We haven't abandoned investing in the team and the community. So the point is, how about everybody just settle down and celebrate and cheer for the team? You can hate on us all you want. We're not going anywhere. We haven't abandoned our commitment to winning and investing in this franchise and in this community. So the point is, stay tuned and be a fan. Celebrate these guys, and look what they did in Atlanta, and come out here and celebrate that today. So whatever the message was heard, what I mean is, stay loyal to your team and the players that give you 110% effort.
I don't want to put you in a tough spot here, but some comments from earlier.
All right. So he doubled down on the comments with Brandon So from WLWT from Channel 5. And after the ball game, to which the Reds lost, and on Tuesday and Wednesday, they lost a total of 17-8. They lost both games since Phil Castellini made these very hot fire garbage takes. So if that tells you anything. So now, I did a little research, and I will link these in the video description. What I've got here is the net, not gross, not before you pay everything. These are the net profits for the Cincinnati Reds over the last 5 years. 2017 through 2020, compiled by Statista.com. 2021 from Forbes. 2017, $243 million. 2018, $257 million. 2019, $276 million. 2020, albeit the pandemic season, $114 million. They were not running in debt at all. And last year, 2021, $266 million. Now, these numbers are net, and they do include the revenue sharing within the league. So I'll put the links once again, in the video description for you to reference this. The Castellinis paid on their consortium because they are just the majority owners. They are not the sole owners. I have to be very upfront about that, but they speak for ownership for everybody. They paid $270 million for the ball club in 2006. It's valued at $1.19 billion as of March 2022, according to Forbes. So to cry financial strategy or we are realigning with our finances is BS. Phil Castellini, Bob Castellini. Payroll for the ball club for 2021, $153 million. It is down $40 million for this year to $113 million. We are 21st out of 30 teams in terms of overall payroll. And that includes, our payroll for this year does include guys like, Griffey's getting $3.5 million this year on his deferred deal, which I'm not arguing against that. I loved having Griffey in. It is what it is. It's borderline Bobby Bonilla situation. MLB, it's a 28-man roster this year. So out of a 28-man roster, 20 out of 28 are making the league minimum this year, $700,000 under the new CBA. 20 out of 28 at league minimum. The other 8 are making more than $5 million a year. The top 2 being Mike Moustakas at $16 million and Joey Votto, rightfully so, at $25 million. Not hating on Joey Votto for making $25 million a year. But 20 out of 28 players are making the league minimum. That is not a team that is even attempting to contend or win ball games. I've said it since this all started after the CBA negotiations and free agency opened up. They will win 50 games max this year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I have to eat crow in late September. I don't think I'm going to have to. So this leads us to my full retort. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Cincinnati fans will vote, and they will vote with their dollars. Those dollars will go to anything but the Cincinnati Reds, Phil and Bob Castellini. They're going to the Cincinnati Bengals, who have every intention of trying to repeat and going to the Super Bowl next year. They will go to FC Cincinnati. They will go to other forms of entertainment. They may not even go to entertainment or sports in general, but those dollars will not go to you or the ball club or anything related to it. On a personal level, you're not getting one dime from me this year. No MLB TV. No tickets. Nothing. I am not spending 1 cent on your ball club. I will not support a ball club that has no intentions of trying to put not only a championship team on the field, but a winning team on the field. Enough is enough. We as Cincinnati fans can take long and arduous decades of losing teams. We did it with the Bengals. We voiced our opposition when we felt necessary, but we stuck with them. And we got to celebrate the good times of winning the AFC Championship and going to the Super Bowl. I dropped money on 7 days' notice and went to Kansas City for the AFC Championship game. I dropped a ton of money on Super Bowl merch. No regrets whatsoever. Like this hat that I'm wearing above my head. I will freely give my money to my home teams that are trying and that are putting a winning product on the field. Gentlemen, what you're doing is not putting anything close to it. And enough is enough. So where are we going to go? We'll support other teams. You don't have to be the only team that we like. You may be the hometown team. Doesn't mean we have to support you. I travel for a living. I see it. Trust me. I'm angry. And I'm upset for the team that I grew up watching. And guys like Johnny Bench and Pete Rose and every other legend that has come through those clubhouse doors in my lifetime, before my lifetime, should be ashamed to have anything to do with you. And the national media agrees with my thoughts. If you don't like it, if you think you can't be financially profitable and have to change and align your strategy, tanking the team, sell the team. Sell the club. You're not going to be able to move it. Major League Baseball will never allow you to move the oldest franchise in the game out of Cincinnati. The Reds will be here long after you guys and myself are gone from this planet. So do what's right. Sell the team. Get us ownership that will do what's necessary. And that's invest in this team and in the product on the field to where we can be not only competitive, but we can actually get into the playoffs and win a playoff series. We ain't won a playoff series since 95. We got embarrassed in 99. We got embarrassed in 2010. I was there. I saw it. Sell the team. Goodbye. Good riddance. We are done with both of you. To everyone watching, thank you guys so much for the time. Thank you guys for hanging in with me here. As you guys can see from my thoughts and my feelings about this, it's time to start speaking up. And we as Reds country will speak up. And we'll speak up until you guys are gone. So thank you guys so much for hanging with me here this week. I needed to get this off my chest. Just as a catharsis for me. For the season that they are about to put us through as Reds fans. It's not going to be a fun one in any way, shape, or form. It already isn't. So, all right, guys. That'll do it for this week here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Leave your comments below. Do you agree? Disagree? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? Tell me what you think. Leave it down in the comments below, guys. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, guys. The thumbs up button, it is free $99 for you to hit the thumbs up button, and it helps with the algorithm. It pushes the video out so my videos can get out to a wider platform, which is the goal of this channel all along. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. If you're new, thank you guys for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Bowman's coming up at the end of the month, guys. Once I get through this Chrome Sapphire break, which I am stuck at it, 5 spots left, we're going to break that, and then we're going to move on to Bowman. Keep your eyes peeled for details on the Bowman break coming up here at the end of the month. And we'll be back here next Friday, 5 East, 4 Central, with some new product. Finally, we're in a little bit of a drought on baseball products, so we're coming back with it. I was going to do Clearly Donruss and go Jamar Chase hunting on Clearly Donruss. I still may do that as a bonus video. We'll see how that goes. I think you guys could deserve it. I have no problems putting it out. So until next week, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Round a third and heading for home. We'll see you guys next week.